So guys, this is the module that is there for our training. As you can see, these are the modules defined for our course right now. This is the R2 sessions. Initial session would be there for Java introduction, basically related to all the topics that would be related to Selenium automation testing. I would be covering those topics. In addition to that, I would be giving you some home learning topics that you have to pick up on your own, because our scope is somewhat limited to 8 hours, so we cannot cover all the topics in core Java in 8 hours. So all those topics which are required for Selenium automation, we would be covering those topics in these 8 hours. And I request all you guys to be with your systems, because today we don't have I think Megha and Madhurya with the system, so that limits our practicing part in the session. Next time we would be practicing a lot more and having a good amount of hands-on in Java. So please be with your systems in the next session.
Yeah, yes, Ravi.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the third module, the second session for our Java training. I would be taking these topics, in different sequence as listed here, because I would be covering topic in relevance and not as per the things given in this. So as and how the topics become relevant as we move ahead in Java, we would be covering them in that respect. So for today, we would be covering these parts: access modifiers, basic classes and objects, data types in Java, keywords, and if-else, for loop, and switch statement. So that would be the uh, content for today. And if time permits and we have more time, then we would be diving into inheritance part, but only if time permits, because I want you guys to understand the basic control flow statement first, and then go to inheritance and abstraction part, because those things are slightly difficult to understand as compared to the other topics in Java. So we would be covering that in detail, so that there is no doubt when we are creating automation frameworks. So I hope my voice is clear to you all, guys.
Yes, Ravi.
Yes, Ravi. Yes.
Okay. So let's start with the classes and objects part now. For that, we have to go for access modifier first. Let us understand what these keywords of public, private, protected, what these keywords are and what their scope is there in the programming. So let us understand these. Variables and constants in Java. So basically, two types of Java constants exist. One is the numeric constant and other is the character constant. Numeric would be integer and real. Integer would be the whole number, real would be the decimal numbers. Again, character would be like single character, string would be collection of characters, white spaces, special characters, and any other thing that you can type using your keyboard. So this is what it is. Now, this thing is slightly not required for us to understand. So these are the different data types in Java: primitive and non-primitive. Non-primitive basically consisting of classes, interface, and arrays, which we would be looking into it later on. These are the things that we have to take care now: numeric and non-numeric. So numeric would be having integer, float, and double. Non-numeric would be having character, string, and boolean. As you can see, the different type of numeric data types are byte, short, integer, and long integer. The bit size are respectively 8, 16, 32, and 64. Since these are signed data types, so they would have a range of minus a value to plus a value. So that would be 8 for 8 bit. It would be like minus 128. That is minus 2 raised to 7 to plus 2 raised to 7 with including 0. So this is what signed integer means. For short integer, that would be like minus 32,000 something to 32,000 plus 32,000 something including 0. Then for integer, it would be like this number to this number including 0. These are all signed integers, so it will have negative values as well as positive values. If you want to store more values, you have to go for the longer version. If you want to store smaller values, you can go for the smaller ones. So these are the basic data types in Java. Now what are floating and double points? As I said, floating point types are the ones which store decimal values. For example, 3.1415. So these data types basically store values with decimals. Now Boolean data type. What this data type stores is either true value or false value. It is a single bit Boolean which stores the value in 0 or 1, and you can have while writing a program, we can have either it as either true or false. Now character literals, these things are not that important. We would be we would be skipping these part. Escape sequence. Now these are again some of the important commands in Java. Especially these two, \t and \n. So this is the horizontal tab that we give through our keyboard by pressing the tab button. This is for moving the cursor to the new line. So these are the two important escape sequence that we need to understand. Okay, so now we need to understand what these access modifiers is. The first one is public. Let me have a notepad open for you to make you understand. Number one, access modifiers. Let me increase the font size for this. Access modifiers in Java. Number one is for class. The first access modifier is default, as in you don't give any access modifier to this class, it would be still valid. We have defined this class as public. If we don't define it as a public, it would still be valid definition for a class. That is the default modifier. We don't specify any access modifier with the class. So that is the default access modifier. The scope of this access modifier is throughout our workspace. What workspace is, basically, if you want to understand this, go to your Eclipse IDE. When you create a new project, Java project, the scope of this is for this Java project. Any class in this Java project can access this class if we are defining it with the default access modifier. That is the significance. Second is public. Now this is again scope is throughout our workspace. So basically you can say that default is same as public. Now the third type is private. If you define a class as private, the scope of this class is only for that class. No other class can access this class. So these are the basic access modifiers in Java for the classes. The fourth one is final. Now what final is, when you declare a class as final, you cannot change the content of that class which is defined in the class, and you cannot inherit a class. That is what the final keyword defines. So the scope for this is again the same class with no change in the